Yo, what up, everyone? What up? What's up? What's up? How's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? Apple Ricky, what's up, Apple Ricky? How you doing? I haven't seen you here in a while. How you doing, Apple Ricky? Glad to see you. Ghost Rider Edit says, what's up? How you doing, Ghost Rider? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Dominic St. Clair, what's up, Dominic? It was fun. It was fun on Friday, dude. That was a fun shoot, man. Hope you got home safe. How you doing, Dominic? Apple Ricky says, I watched Terrifier 2. Want to hear my idea for Terrifier 4? Like, how can I, wait, what does it say right there? Wait, D1E if I get in? And go tell me your idea, Apple Ricky. Tell me. What is your idea? Let me know. Conductor VR says, did you like it? Like what? Conductor, what is it? Like what? What do you mean, conductor? I don't understand. Did I like what? Did I like what? Ghost Rider says, I'm going to grab it and twist it. Dominic St. Clair says, I got home safe. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah. Glad to hear that, bro. Glad to hear that, man. Hell yeah, because you had a long drive back home, bro. Yeah, but conductor, what do you mean by did you like it? Let me know. Let me know in the chat, bro. What do you mean by do I like it? Hi, though. Glad to see everyone here again. Another horror talk. Oh, no, this is Horror Sundays. This is Horror Sundays, actually. This is Horror Sundays. Conductor says, I was asking Apple Ricky if she liked Terrifier 2. Oh, okay, I get you now. Yeah, I like Terrifier 2. I love Terrifier 2, bro. Terrifier 2 is awesome. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Hell yeah. Ghost Rider Edit says, what is this new XP shit? What's XP? I don't know what do you mean? Be more specific, Ghost Rider. Be more specific. What do you mean by XP? What do you mean by XP, bro? What do you mean? What is XP? Like Windows XP? Like the computer thing or whatever? What do you mean by XP, bro? Let me know. Let me know. Ghost Rider says, in the comment, XP. Oh, I guess it's this new thing because I guess I'm getting more subs and more views on the channel. So now it shows me my top fans right here, I guess, in the chat. So the people that are always here in the chat have a crown on them. So the people that are here the most in the chat every week have like a little crown on them. And there's levels to it now. Hold on, Apple Ricky, I'll read it right now. Let me just take care of this quick because I'm about to put this in my story real fast. Yeah, but let's get to it. Apple Ricky says, I was thinking I'm like a skateboard kid. Art can chase me. He corners me to the kitchen. Art picks me up by the shirt, puts me on the table, and rips off my helmet and throws my face on the stove. Hey, that sounds great. That sounds great, Apple. Apple Ricky says, my face melts and he throws boiling water on me. The rest is up to Damien. That sounds badass. I love the sound of that. Hey, guys, give me a second, all right? I'm gonna put the link to this live on my Instagram story quick. Give me a second. I'll be back. I'm back, everyone. I'm back. Apple Ricky says, it could be like a remake of the bedroom scene. Yeah, like when he throws when he cuts off the chick's scalp. Remember, he cuts off her scalp with a knife, and then what is it called? He throws bleach on her. Remember, he throws bleach on her. And then he throws salt on her and then he starts rubbing it in the wounds. Yeah, I think I was watching Terrifier 2 like I think maybe Friday night. No, not Friday night. I was at a show. I think Saturday night. I think I was watching Terrifier 2. Now that I remember. Yeah, I remember the scene vividly. Yeah, Apple Ricky says, I wasn't here on Wednesday because I had acting class. That's okay, Apple Ricky. It's okay. No worries about that. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there, guys. Let's get it up to 20. We're almost there, everyone. We're almost there. Let's get it up to 20, guys. Come on. Let's get it up to 20. We got some horror news to go over right now. We just got to let a few more people join us here in the chat. Yeah, we had an awesome shoot on Friday also with Dominic St. Clair. That was awesome. Dominic got to play one of the hillbilly like redneck farmers in my new Friday the 13th fan film. It's supposed to drop next month already. We're almost done. We got about like, I don't know, like 3 more days to shoot already. Two day shoots. Actually, like, let me see. Yeah, I guess 3 days still. 2 day shoots and 1 night shoot. Yeah, so yeah, we're almost done with that though. I can't wait for y'all to see, bro. We shot an awesome scene. You guys are gonna love it. It was awesome. It's awesome as hell. Awesome as hell. Apple Ricky says, okay, we already read that. Yeah, it was awesome though. Hell yeah. Dominic came all the way from what is it called? He came all the way from Victorville, bro. I live all the way in LA. And this guy drove all the way over here from Victorville. That's dedication right there. That is dedication right there. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, yeah. So let's a few more people join us up right here. This is that a few more people join us up. I'm about to start going over some movie news right here. We got some Crystal Lake news. Yes, finally. We got some Crystal Lake news. We got some Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there, everyone. Let's get it up to 20. We're almost there. We're almost up to 20, everyone. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Give me a second. I'll be back. I'm going to go take this over here. All right, we are back. We are back. Conductor says Friday the 13th fan film. I'm excited. Yes. Yes, conductor. Yes. Yes, we are shooting our Friday the 13th fan film this whole summer. That was the whole goal this summer pretty much. So yeah, we're on our last 3 days of shooting already. We got 3 days left of shooting and we're done. And we're done. We just gotta shoot the scene where my Tommy Jarvis finds Jason's little shack, his little canopy shack, where he has his mom's head and all the stuff they saved from the fire, from the reboot. And then the final fight between him and Jason to see who wins, you know. It's gonna be awesome, bro. We shot all our death scenes already pretty much. Now we just gotta, see who's gonna win at the end of the movie. It's gonna be awesome though. It's gonna be fun to shoot the ending. I can't wait to shoot the ending because it's gonna be at nighttime, in the dark. Apple Ricky says, imagine you see Art throwing my face on the stove because I left it on like a dumb kid and I had a boiled water. Yeah, that'll be crazy scene, Apple Ricky. That'll be badass. They would have to do all that fake skin makeup on your face and stuff. Jose Gomez, how you doing, Jose Gomez? Glad to see you, bro. Hello, Frank. I'm eating pupusas, the chicharrón y queso. Watching Sleepwalker 1992, my favorite. Let's go AC Milan. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah. Glad to hear you're having a good time, bro. Hell yeah, chicharrón sounds good as hell too, bro. Don't start making me hungry already. Please smash the thumbs up, Jose Gomez, bro. Please smash the thumbs up right there, man. Get us up to 21 so more people could join us here, bro. Apple Ricky says, do you know Edward Furlong? Of course I know who Edward Furlong is. Of course I know who Edward Furlong is, Apple Ricky. He's the guy who taught me how to dress pretty much and how to do my hair. Yeah, it's Edward Furlong from Terminator 2, from Pet Sematary, from a few, the Crow movie. Yeah, he was in a few movies. Apple Ricky says, my mom used to have a crush on him when she was a kid. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. You know Edward Furlong is half Mexican, Apple Ricky. Edward Furlong is half Mexican. I think he's Mexican and Russian and also like Native American. Yeah, that's crazy, right? That's crazy. That's crazy, yo. That's crazy. All right, guys. So we're at 6:15. We're at 6:15 already. We're at 6:15. I think I'm gonna start getting into horror movie news. Apple Ricky says I had no idea, but cool. Yeah, yeah. If you really look at Edward Furlong's face, like he may look like a white kid from far away, but if you look at his eyes. They're kind of he kind of looks Asian a bit. You could tell he's Latino, has some Latino in him. Crazy Girl Slay says, hi. What's up, Crazy Girl Slay? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to another episode of Horror Sundays. Today is episode 30 here at Hollywood Horror Film Club. Please let us know how your day was, Crazy Girl Slay. Let us know how your day was. Smash the thumbs up also, Crazy Girl Slay. Get us up to 21, Crazy Girl, so more people could join us here on the live stream. Let me put my charger on, guys, because kind of low. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Jose Gomez says, Edward Furlong in Pet Sematary 2, 1992. Yes, he's in that movie. Yes, he is in that movie. And in Pet Sematary 2. Yep, he is, huh? The one from the 90s. Yep. Crazy Girl says, what are we talking about today? Well, right now we're talking about the actor Edward Furlong in the movie Pet Sematary 2 that he was in. He was also in Terminator 2. which was probably his best movie, I think, and Terminator Battle Across Time, which was like a sequel to Terminator 2, but in like a ride version at Universal Studios. Apple Ricky says he throws me on the kitchen counter, rips your heart out, or what? It rips your heart out. Yeah, but we're about to get into some horror movie news right here, everyone. So it was reported that they finally casted the young Jason Voorhees for the new Crystal Lake TV series. That is crazy. We're gonna get into that right now. Rips my helmet off. All right, I get you. He just goes right, yanks it off your head. I remember some guy, I think it was like some park ranger guy back when I was like, I don't know, like 17. I was like blowing up fireworks at the park, and he came up behind me and just yanked my helmet off my head, my skateboarding helmet. That was crazy. Ghost Rider, it says debate me. All right. Well, what debate do you want to what debate do you want to have, Ghost Rider? Before we get into the horror movie news, what debate do you want to have, Ghost Rider? What debate do you have in mind, Ghost Rider? What debate do you have in mind, bro? Ghost Rider, what debate do you have in mind? Let me know. Ghost Rider Reddit says Tall Man versus Slender Man. I need to look up who Tall Man is first. Tall Man, huh? Who's Tall Man? Tall, isn't it Tall Men? Hey, Ghost Rider, I looked it up. Isn't it Tall Men, not Tall Man? They look like Slender Man. Hey, Ghost Rider, they look just like Slender Man. I don't think I've ever seen Tall Men, though. It's in 2016. I gotta check it out. I should have seen it. Ghost Rider says, yeah, they look just like Slender Man. But they're called just Tall Men? Slender Man? I don't know, bro. I mean, I would say Slender Man because Slender Man is literally like supernatural, nah? Isn't Slender Man like supernatural? Are Tall Men supernatural? I've never seen Tall Men. Now I gotta see a plot synopsis. Tall Men. Ghost Rider says, you should search about his power abilities. Well, I'm trying to look it up, but it's like, you have to be really specific. All right, Tall Man. Troubled businessman Macau thinks his luck has come after finding a mysterious black credit card, but when he uses it to buy an expensive car, Terrence soon realizes he's being stalked by strange, faceless men. Okay, that sounds pretty cool. Tall Man movie powers, I guess. The Tall Men possess the following powers and abilities: resurrection, replication, extreme physical strength, illusion deception, manifest, different forms, shapeshifting, telekinesis, severe body parts transform into insect-like creatures, control sphere sentinels, reanimates brainless dwarf lurkers. That's pretty crazy. I don't know, bro. I'm guessing they would be a great match for each other, no? Tall Man and Slender Man, because it pretty much sounds like what Slender Man's able to do as well. Isn't Slender Man like a shapeshifter as well himself? Ghost Rider Reddit says movie name is maybe Phantom. Maybe Phantom? Is that another movie? Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there, guys. Come on. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. We're almost at 21. Guys. Maybe Phantom? Ghost Rider says, no, the Tall Man's movie's name probably. Wait, no. Tall Man's movie's name probably. What do you mean? Maybe oh, okay, I get you. That's crazy. I don't know though, bro, but that sounds crazy. I think I don't know. I think that would be a good match for each other, like I said, since Slender Man kind of almost operates in the same way. Yeah, but I haven't looked up Slenderman lore in a long ass time. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 21, y'all. Apple Ricky says, bro, my mom would be speechless to see me right side of face getting thrown on the stove by Art. Yeah, that would be crazy, right? That would be crazy, but she'd be proud of you. She'd be proud of you because you'd be in a movie getting killed by David Howard Thornton. Emo Nerd Girl says, hey, Pappy, what's up? How you doing, Emo Nerd Girl? How you doing? Glad to see you here on the live stream. Another Horror Sundays here at Hollywood Horror Film Club here on the channel. Hell yeah, Emo Nerd Girl. I'm glad to see you're doing okay and you're with us here again on another episode. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Emo Nerd Girl, get us up to 21, please. So more people could join us here. Ghost Rider Edit says, this would be a great battle. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. It would. It sounds very interesting because I want to know what Slenderman would do, you know, because they're pretty similar in style and body and and the powers that they have, you know, and the way they look, you know. But I think Tallman had their faces wrapped from what I saw, and I think Slenderman is some kind of like shape shifting thing that just like shape shifts into some kind of thing with a suit on, you know. But the Tallmen, it looks like they have their faces wrapped. Hey, Ghost Rider, do the tall men have their faces wrapped? Because it looks like they had bandages on their face. Apple Ricky says, if that happens, you know, but I hope. Hell yeah, Apple Ricky. I hope so. I hope so. I hope that goes down for you. I hope it goes down for you. I hope you get casted in the new Terrifier 4. I would love to see that. I'd be like, hey, yo, that actor right there, that actress, she interacts with me in my YouTube channels. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Hell yeah. All right, guys. So, yeah, let's get into the movie news. Movie news, comicbook.com. No, comicbookmovie.com. Comicbookmovie.com is reporting what is this? Hawkeye star Linda Cardellini has already been cast as Pamela Voorhees in the Friday the 13th. Let's see. In the Friday the 13th prequel TV series Crystal Lake, we now know who will portray her murderous son, Jason Voorhees. Hell yeah, we finally got our Jason. Ghost Rider says, did you watch the movie called Warlock? Warlock? Oh, nah, Warlock? No, I don't think I've seen that movie, bro. I don't think I've seen Warlock yet. Or maybe. I'm not too sure, bro. I forget a lot. I'm a stoner, so I forget a lot of stuff, man. Apple Ricky says, I live 2 hours from Dublin, so I'm going to save to get tickets to there to their con because Damien and David / Pookie will be there. Apple Ricky says, I'm going to save up and get VIP tickets. Awesome, Apple Ricky. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That'll be awesome. Ghost Rider says, Pinhead versus Warlock. I never seen Warlock. Ghost Rider, I've never seen Warlock, bro. I've never seen Warlock. I've never seen Warlock ever. I've never seen Warlock. Let me just check his powers quick, though. What is Warlock from, bro? I never seen Warlock, bro. I'm not familiar with the lore. I'm not familiar with Warlock, bro. Ask me another question. Ask me another question, Ghost Rider, another killer, because I'm not too familiar with Warlock, so I wouldn't know where to go, you know? Emo Nerd Girls. Oh, wait. Emo Nerd Girl says, have you seen Dreamcatcher? I think I saw that movie back in the day when it came out. Yeah, I think I seen that movie back in the day when it came out. It's like literally about a dream catcher and this chick on like her nightmares are like, I guess like coming into reality and haunting her or something. Apple Ricky says, official, you said the P word. Did I? What P word? What P word, Apple? I don't even know. Let's not repeat anything. Emo Nerd Girl says, 80s movie. It's an 80s movie, Dreamcatcher? What's... Oh, Warlock. Oh, that. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, my bad. I was looking up some other warlock. I was looking up some anime warlock. Hey, Emo Nerd Girl, thanks for reminding me. Yeah, I was looking up some other warlock. I like because I looked up warlock and it came out with some freaking some anime character. But yeah, this movie, it's about this guy who has like fucking demonic powers and shit. Yeah, I seen it when I was growing up in the 90s. It's from 1989. It came out like, I don't know, like 89, 99, like 2 years before I was born. I remember seeing it like in the late 90s though. It's about like this like guy who has like demonic like powers and stuff like that. Warlock. I don't know. Hey, Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider. I think maybe Pinhead. Maybe Pinhead could win against Warlock. Emo Nerd Girl says, no problem, dude. I got your back. Ghost Rider says, how about Wishmaster? All right, that's a good question. That's a good question. Hellraiser versus Wishmaster. Let me see. I mean, Hellraiser. I think Wishmaster is also demonic though. I seen that movie. He's like in jail and stuff, and like he has like powers to make people like do stuff, you know, and make it seem like it's them. Like there's a scene where he's gonna get beat up by a guy in jail, and he makes him beat himself up, you know, and like he throws him into like a garbage can upside down or something like that. So I don't know, maybe Wishmaster because he could probably influence Pinhead to like destroy himself or something, you know. But yeah, that's a good question. Aporeki says, I seen Children of the Corn. Yes, that's a classic movie as well. The first one, the first Children of the Corn movie. That first one is a classic, bro, with Linda Hamilton from Terminator. She was awesome in that movie. That movie was awesome. Hell yeah. That movie was awesome. The Children of the Corn. I'm telling you, they should make like a remake or a reboot. No, not a remake. More of a reboot. They should do a reboot better. A reboot. Keep the lore of the old movie and make it the same town and just have some new couple driving by or something, you know, and then maybe have like the offspring of those kids from that original movie, you know, or something, you know, something like that. Ghost Rider says Jin versus Psycho Gorman. Who's the Jin? Who's the Jin? Isn't the Jin isn't that demon? Oh yeah, from Wishmaster. Fucking yeah, isn't it like a yeah? Isn't that also what you call that demon? Hey, Ghost Rider, isn't that also what you call a demon? Jacob says, "Sup, Frankie? How you doing, Jacob? How you doing? Glad to see you here again, bro. Hell yeah, glad to see you here. Another episode of Horror Sundays. Today's episode 30, bro. Glad to see you here, Jacob." Jacob says, love, buddy. Love to you as well, bro. Love to you as well, brother. Thank you for being here, man. Thank you for being here. Glad to see you're doing okay, bro. Glad to see you're doing okay. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Jacob? Get us up to 22, bro. And Ghost Rider says, yeah, it's a demon. It's that demon you told me about. Yeah, that's crazy because like when you told me about the definition of that, I was like, oh shit, that's what they call the thing in the movie as well. But yeah, that's awesome. Jacob says, please let me know the days you're on again. Man, I keep forgetting, but I keep catching you, so it's all good. Yeah, it's all good, bro. No worries, man. No worries. No worries. You're always here. You're always here somehow. I appreciate that. And let me see. So Ghost Rider. So yeah, like I said, maybe Wishmaster. Ghost Rider. So maybe Wishmaster could probably win, like I said, because he does have the power of like influence. He has the power of making like freaking a Pinhead maybe destroy himself, you know? Because like I said, in the movie Wishmaster, when that fool's in jail, he has like this bully, like inmates trying to mess with them. And like he does this power trick on him where he makes them like beat himself up or something, you know? So yeah. Ghost Rider says Jin is known as a genie. Jin. Oh, genie. So not Jin, it's genie. It's genie, not Jin. I was saying it wrong the whole time. Was I saying it wrong the whole time, Ghost Rider? Was I saying it wrong the whole time? Apple Ricky's... Wait, hold on. Jacob says, I really wish they didn't shut down the servers for the Friday the 13th game. I thought it was back. But I must have mistaken it for the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game. Yeah, that sucks, bro. That sucks. But you never know what's going to happen when this new TV series drops. You don't know if I feel like the popularity of Jason is about to surge, bro. I think Jason's about to surpass Michael Myers for a bit. Trust me. Trust me. I have a feeling in me, especially right now since I'm working on my own Jason project. I feel like Jason's popularity is about to surge right now. I think Jason's about to kind of like, I think Michael Myers will only be popular now during spooky season. But I feel like Jason is going to be more popular now throughout the year more. But yeah, that sucks. But like I said, man, you never know what's going to happen, bro. They could probably put the servers back up once that new series drops, with renewed interest in Jason and Friday the 13th. Like I'm telling you, this new TV series that's going to come out is just going to catapult Jason into more fame. Watch. Apple Ricky says, Isaac's my favorite character, Children of the Corn. Yes, Isaac. He's like the leader of the clan. He's the leader of the clan. He's the chosen one, supposedly. Supposedly, God speaks through him, so that's why all the other kids have to listen to him. And then he's got his little Gestapo henchmen like Malachi and all the older teenagers, So yeah, Ghost Rider says Jin is known as Genie. Jin. All right, cool, bro. Awesome. I get it now. I was saying it wrong. My bad. Message retracted. Critic Chris says, hey, Frank, everyone. What's up, Critic Chris? How you doing, Critic Chris? Glad to see you here on another episode of Horror Sundays. Today on episode 30, bro. Hell yeah. Glad to see you doing okay. Critic Chris, please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Critic Chris, get us up to 13, bro. Get us up to 1323, bro. So more people could join us here on the live. Please, bro, please. And Ghost Rider says, Jin too. Ghost Rider, wait, that's Genie, right? You said Genie? Jin is known as Genie Jin. Genie Jin? Ghost Rider says, you're not wrong. Oh, okay. I thought I was wrong, bro. I thought I was I'm pronouncing it wrong, though, bro. Jacob says he's actually in the multiverse game, but that's more Looney Tunes and other BS that's in the game. Yeah. It's because the Friday I think I only played it like once, bro. I didn't have it though. A homie of mine had it. We were chilling at his pad blazing at one time, and he's like, hey Frank, I know you're into like horror and shit. He popped on the game and shit. And this was like 2017, bro. That server was opened around like 2016, 2017. I remember playing the game around that time, like 2016, 2017, 2018 or something like that. Twisted Emo says, hi, what's up, Twisted Emo? How you doing? Twisted Emo? Glad to see you here on another live stream, bro. Hell yeah, glad to see you here on another episode of Horror Sundays. Today's episode 30. Sorry, guys, I had a lot of air in my ear. Episode 30, bro. Please smash the thumbs up if you haven't, guys. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up. Let's get it up to 25. Jacob says they should make a Child's Play game based on the Chucky series where you execute his kills like a Hitman clone, sort of. Yeah, that would be cool. They missed out on a lot of stuff to do with that Child's Play reboot. On the Chucky TV series. Yeah, dude. Yeah, like I said, they still missed out on do more stuff. That season got canceled too fast. Ghost Rider says, search Jin videos on YouTube. Hold on. I think I already searched that up, bro. We searched that up last time already. They're like demons, remember? They're like, I think like shape-shifting demons or something like that. Critic Chris says, I'm pissed. Sick that people spoiling movies on YouTube. I know what you did last summer being one of them. Oh, hell yeah, bro. I saw it yesterday night. I loved it. It felt like Scream 5, bro. I kind of feel like going to see it again sometime this week, hopefully. Yeah, but I love the movie. I love the twist. One of the killers was spoiled for me in the comments of a video that I was looking at. But one of them wasn't, which was good because I still had hope at the end, but my hopes were shattered. But yeah. It was a fun movie, though. The costume looks cool, bro. I love that the fisherman is so fast and agile and slick, and quick. I wish Fun World would make those freaking, I know what you did last summer costumes, man. Man, I was looking up how much those rain slickers cost. They're like $130, some of them. But yeah, yeah, Critic Chris, that sucks. I got it spoiled for me too, but only one killer. Twisted Emo says, I have no idea what to be for Halloween. I want to be Michael Myers, but I also want to be Hard Eyes or John Carver. Yes, yes, that is a hard choice. I was actually debating what to be for Halloween as well before the live started. I was looking up what to buy. I was looking up Art the Clown costumes. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like it's crazy. Like I've been Michael Myers for a while, you know. So I kind of feel like maybe being something different this year, low key, you know. Like when there's not a Halloween movie, I don't really feel as pumped to be Michael Myers. Get me? Like when there is a Halloween movie, I feel like it's a new killing spree, you know. But when there's no new Halloween movie, I don't feel as pumped to be Michael Myers. Like I've kind of been debating either being Jason this year. I think maybe Ghostface. Maybe Ghostface. Maybe Art the Clown or something like that, you know? But for some reason, I'm not really pumped to be Michael Myers this year. For some reason, though. But that could probably change, though. That could probably change. Emo Nerd Girl says, have you seen Blair Witch Project? Yes, Emo Nerd Girl, of course I've seen Blair Witch Project. I saw it when it first came out, back like in what was it, 1999 or 2000 or 2001 or something like that. 2002, I forgot, but it came out in like late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, it's a cool movie. I like it. I also like the second one, Blair Witch Project 2, because it's all like full of goth people and stuff. Jacob says, agree. Jacob says, I'm watching The Black Phone for the first time. Awesome. It's a fun movie. You're going to love it, bro. There's going to be a second one as well. Apple Ricky says, remember my Exorcist movie I want to make? Yes, I remember that, Apple Ricky. I remember that. Why? What's up with it? Ghost Rider says, search signs of gin in a house in YouTube. Hold on, wait up. Twisted Emo says, I was Michael Myers 3 times. Yeah, it gets boring, huh? Hey, Twisted Emo. Like, I love Mike. Look at my room. I love Mike. I got more Michael Myers masks. I love Michael Myers and all. But there's so many horror characters now that you could be, huh? That you could be, right? John Carver, that's probably, yeah. I have the John Carver masks right there. That's another one I'm like debating as well to be. Well, hey, we're also gonna try to make a Thanksgiving fan film this November as well. Yeah, so yeah, it does get kind of boring being Michael Myers, especially when there's no new movie and no new mask released for the movie. Yeah, so yeah. For me, it's either gonna be Ghostface, maybe Jason Voorhees, maybe Art the Clown, or who knows, dude? But who knows? Maybe Michael or John Carver or someone. You know, check it out, guys. Check this out. Check this out, y'all. Look at that. Should I be John Carver for Halloween? Critic Chris says, I read Sarah Michelle Gellar was... Critic Chris says, I read Sarah Michelle Gellar was repeatedly asked to return, and she said her character is dead, needs to stay that way. Awesome. Hell yeah. I'm glad that she came back in that. Oh, spoiler alert. But I'm glad she came back in that little dream sequence. It was awesome. It was like 90s diva versus like 2020s Instagram baddie, you know? Which one was better? I think I picked the 90s diva, though. I picked the 90s diva. Yeah, that's what that scene in the movie signified. It was like a passing of the torch. I saw it like that. When Donica's dreaming of Helen on the float where she was in the first movie, I saw that as a passing of the torch from the original movie to like this new cast, you know? Like I said, it was 90s diva, 90s Vogue diva versus 2020's Instagram baddie, you know? Passing down the torch. Hell yeah, I loved it. Apareki says, my Exorcist movie will be called Exorcism. That's cool. That sounds like a cool name. It sounds like something a studio would do, you know? Just to be artsy and up to date, you know? Jacob says, my favorite horror series, if you can call it a series, is Omnivore Horror. That's awesome, bro. Hell yeah. All horror is welcome here, bro. All horror is welcome here, man. All horror. Even elevated horror, which is not my favorite, but it's still horror. Emo Nerd Girl says, I saw Don't Turn Out the Lights on Hulu last night. It was meh. Oh, I gotta check it out. I haven't seen it yet. I can't say anything about it, no? But I gotta check it out. I have Hulu, though. I'll check it out. Jacob says, I spelled that wrong. Critic Chris says, Twisted Emo. Maybe Super Freddy in black and white or Phantom Prowler. That'll be cool. That'll be cool. Super Freddy? Super Freddy. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's Super Freddy. That was crazy, huh? Hey, guys, should I be John Carver or what for Halloween? Look at that. Imagine. Hey, do y'all want to see a Thanksgiving fan film this fall? Let me know, guys. Do y'all want to see a Thanksgiving fan film this fall? Do y'all want to see a Thanksgiving fan film this fall? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments if y'all want to see a Thanksgiving fan film this fall. Apple Ricky says, yes, hell yeah. Yeah, we're making one. We're making one. I already got my guy who's gonna play John Carver. I already got my guy who's gonna play John Carver. Critic Chris says, watch 2006's The Omen. I seen that movie. Yes, I remember that. I remember that movie came out on June 6, 2006. On 6/6/6. Because they thought supposedly the world was gonna end that day. Guess what? I was in detention that day. I was in in-house suspension. That shit was crazy though. I remember that. Emo Nerd Girl says yes. Inked Vision says yes, we do. Hell yeah, you guys are gonna get it. Y'all getting a Thanksgiving fan film this fall. Trust me. We're even gonna make a turkey for it. Trust me, y'all gonna get it. Critic Chris says yup. Laugh out loud. Jacob says link me to that shit. I'd love to see that fan film stuff in general. Jacob, all my fan films are here on the channel. Just go to my homepage here on the YouTube channel and scroll down, and you should see the videos that have the most views, and those are my my fan films. Check them out, bro. This is not made yet. I'm just announcing it. You know, we're gonna make this during like the fall. But before that, we're gonna do a Halloween Ends fan film, and right now we're working on Friday the 13th fan film. So we got 2 projects to get through before we get to John Carver. All right, let me see. I'm gonna search it right now. Jacob says, awesome, thanks. Critic Chris says, Frank, got a Valentine killer mask? Yeah, I do. I got the hard eyes right there. That's the hard eyes mask. That is the hard eyes mask. Why, you like it? Critic Chris, you like it? Wicked Milk says, what's up? What's up, Wicked Milk? How you doing, bro? How you doing? Glad to see you here on another live stream, bro. Glad to see you're doing well and you're still alive and here with us, man. Hell yeah, Wicked Milk. Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Welcome to another episode of Horror Sundays, episode 30 here at Hollywood Horror Film Club. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Wicked Milk? Get us up to 27, bro. Please get us up to 27. So more people could join us here on the channel. And yeah, what is it called? Yes, this is the hard eyes mask. Critic Chris says Frank got a Valentine killer mask. Yeah, it's hard eyes. Critic Chris says, I mean the movie with Denise Richards. Oh, you mean Valentine? Hey, you mean Valentine? That Valentine movie from like the early 2000s? Yeah, I remember that movie. I've seen it. No, that was not the Valentine mask. That was John Carver from Eli Roth's Thanksgiving. It looks similar though, right? It also looks like V for Vendetta, kind of. Ghost Rider, I'm already here, bro. I'm just getting through the comments. Critic Chris says, yeah, Ghost Rider's like, bro, you're not searching. I'm already here, bro. Look. Signs of Jin Demon in your house or whatever. Let me see. My bad. I'm gonna restart it. What? That's crazy. That's crazy, bro. I hear, hey, Ghost Rider edits. I hear some of that stuff in my house sometimes. Ghost Rider edits. I hear some of that stuff in my house sometimes. Emo Nerd Girl says, fill me in. Who's John Carver? John Carver is the killer from the movie Thanksgiving. Emo Nerd Girl, you never seen the movie Thanksgiving by Eli Roth? I think it might be on Netflix. Check it out. It's a horror movie. It's kind of like Scream and stuff, you know? Killer review at the end and all, kind of like I Know What You Did Last Summer in Scream. Ink Division says, did you check out the 1976 Omen 2, Critic Chris? Or is it just me liking old stuff? I have the old 1976 movie up there, along with a few of the sequels that came after. I have like a box set. I want to show it to you guys one day, but I gotta freaking take all that stuff down. So I might do all that when I do a tour of my video of my room. Wicked Milk says, I thought you were talking about the Cupid mask. Yeah, I thought that's what they were talking about, the Cupid mask. Someone here confused, I think Critic Chris confused the John Carver mask with the Cupid mask from Valentine. Ink Vision says, flying puppy, laugh out loud. I love it when your dog does cameos. Thank you so much, Ink Visions. Thank you for being here as well. So another episode of Horror Sundays, episode 30. Please smash the thumbs up, yeah, Ink Visions? Get us up to 27 so more people can join us here. Critic Chris says, yeah, I forgot. What you call them? They shoot arrows for people to fall in love. Cupid. Cupid. Critic Chris says Cupid mask. That's it. Emo Nerd Girl says Cupid. Wicked Milk says that killer is goated for real. Who, Cupid or John Carver? Cupid or John Carver? All right, guys. So like I was saying, so yeah, it has been reported that young Jason Voorhees has been casted. Emo Nerd Girl says, I got homework. My hubby don't want me to watch without him. Oh, really? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. Awesome, though. You got homework? Homework sucks, though. I used to hate homework. I wouldn't even do it. But yeah, guys, like I said earlier, comicbookmovie.com is reporting that a young Jason Voorhees has finally been casted. Deadline via FearHQ.com has revealed that A24's Crystal Lake TV series has found its Jason Voorhees in Chucky. And Long Bright River star Callum Vincent, the little kid from the Chucky TV series, who was the little brother of who was the son of the president. Remember in season 3 or whatever? The actor, born in 2014, will play the child version of the terrifying serial killer as the show shifts the spotlight to its mother, Linda Cardellini's Pamela Voorhees. It's previously been reported that Pamela will be portrayed as a mother who gave up singing career to raise a special needs child. Things take a dark turn when Jason drowns at summer camp, the titular Crystal Lake, prompting Pamela to go on a killing spree, making the camp counselors pay for their negligence. However, when the young Jason witnesses one of the camp counselors decapitating his mom, he's inspired to go on a murder spree of his own. There's a supernatural element to the character, but it's thought he survived that apparent drowning and avenges his mother by killing, well, everyone. Vincent is billed as Vincent is billed as a recurring guest star, as this is Pamela's story. Nick Cordolian, Warrior, Joy Soprano, Fleshman is in trouble. Daniel Coach, Director's Cut, and Phoenix Parnavik Belair have joined the cast as Ralph, Rita, Claudetta, and Barry. Barry was Pamela's first victim in the original Friday the 13th movie with I don't know how to say that name. Claude was her second. As for Ralph, he's also known as Crazy Ralph and is a longtime Crystal Lake resident who drunkenly rambles about the curse of Camp Crystal Lake. Over the years, Jason has been played by multiple actors, including Ari Lemon. Others who have or like him. Lemon sometimes having donned the iconic hockey mask in the original film include Warrington Gillette, Steve Dash, Richard Broker, Ted White, Tom Morga, C.J. Graham, Kane Hodder, Ken Kersinger, and Derek Mears. Crystal Lake won't be the first time the iconic horror franchise has been brought to television. As the Friday the 13th series aired between 1987 and 1990, the last time we saw Jason on our screens was in the 2009 reboot. Brian Fuller exited Crystal Lake last year, but in 2022 he explained the lengths A24 has gone to securing the rights to everything needed for the series. A24 and Mark Toberoff, who is Victor Miller's lawyer, have beautifully and excruciatingly assembled all of the Friday the 13th rights as a streaming series. We have the rights to do everything underneath the Friday the 13th umbrella. The movie rights are a completely different thing. He continued. They are tied up at New Line and are super messy and probably won't be untangled anytime soon. But as far as us chickens in the television industry, Roost, we have access to anything and everything that Friday the 13th has done up until this point. Brad Caleb Kane has now serves as creator, with writer, showrunner, and executive producer of the series. A prime date for the Crystal Lake has not been revealed yet. But yeah, here's the picture of the kid. Look at that. There's the picture of the kid from the Chucky TV series who will be playing young Jason Voorhees. That is our young Jason Voorhees there. That is our young Jason Voorhees. Critic Chris says, is that the kid from Chucky Season 3? Yes, it is. It's the little kid from Chucky Season 3. Emo Nerd Girl says, too. He's a fan of you, too. We always listen to your stream. Hey, thank you so much, Emo Nerd Girl. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much. Both of you watching me, I appreciate that so much. You don't even know how much I appreciate that. Y'all could be anywhere on YouTube and you're here with me. Thank you so much, Emo Nerd Girl and your hubby, for watching me. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. But yeah, it's the kid from the Chucky TV series. Look. It's that little kid, the president's son. Critic Chris says, I want a prequel series of Freddy to 1984's Nightmare on Elm Street. That would be interesting, right? That would be interesting, right? To see what went down. We kind of already got a prequel in a bit though in the 2010 reboot, right? Kind of. It was in flashback form, but we still got somewhat of a prequel in there. But it was in flashback style. But yeah, that would be interesting, though, to see a prequel to 1984 Nightmare on Elm Street and see human Freddy and how he was operating before, he became a demon, It would be cool if the movie ends where the parents, when the parents corner him in that abandoned boiler building and they set it on fire. That would be cool if the movie would end there, Boom. And we all know what comes after, right? Apple Ricky retracted her message. Emo Nerd Girl says, how is Urethra? Any new tunes? I'm writing new tunes. Emo Nerd Girl, I am writing new tunes as we speak. I was actually writing new songs earlier this morning before the live started. I was writing new songs. We're going to be recording new songs soon for a new album next year, hopefully. Hopefully we'll be dropping a new album next year. Wicked Milk says, when you're releasing the clown song? Sometime soon, bro. We're already going to the studio every week. So I should have it recorded sometime in the next few weeks. And we're going to do a music video for it too. Wicked Milk says, cool. Critic Chris says, we're #1 film away from having Friday the 13th in the Friday the 13th franchise. Wait, what? We're one film away from having a 13th film in the Friday the 13th film franchise. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. You bet your ass they're planning something for that. But I'm pretty sure they're just trying to legalize all the legal issues in court with the rights. And I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Friday the 13th part 13. But you know what? I would love it. Honestly, though, I would love it if they would do a sequel to Jason Takes Manhattan, or a sequel to one of the older Friday the 13th movies where the final girls lived, like Chris Higgins, or the girl from what's it called, from Jason Takes Manhattan, because you can't bring back Lar Park Lincoln. She died, unless you recast a Tina. But I would really love them to do a sequel, a continuation to that 80s Paramount Friday the 13th series. Aporeki says, for Reagan's son in The Exorcism, for his name, I was thinking of Johnny Gage, Damien, or Frederick. That's awesome. Yeah. Good names, Aporeki. I'd say go with Gage, maybe. Or Damien. Well, or, they all sound good. Whatever you pick. Wicked Milk says, I like a Halloween series that shows flashbacks of Kid Myers. That'd be dope as fuck. Yeah, that'd be cool of him doing like creepy stuff, huh? Of him doing like creepy stuff, huh? Probably stalking his sister, grabbing knives, and stuff like that. Apple Ricky says, I remember Henry, the president's son from Chucky TV series, Callum Vincent. Yes, that's him. He's gonna be playing young Jason in the TV series. Critic Chris says, I think I was told in the comic book. I think it was told in the comic book form. Elm Street from 3, 5, and Freddy's Dead went over Freddy's origins more. Hey, that'd be cool if they actually kind of went by the comic. If they made a prequel, Wicked Milk says, "Yo, Frank, you got that urethra shirt? Yeah, man. You just gotta send. You gotta send me. Tell me where to send it. You just gotta tell me where to send it, bro. You just gotta tell me where to send it." Wicked Milk says, they should bring that chick from Part 8. Yeah, bro, that's what I'm saying. From Jason Takes Manhattan. They should bring back, they should do a sequel, or they should do a connection to the Paramount series, Emo Nerd Girl says, I like the cruise one. The cruise one of what, Emo Nerd Girl? Chucky season 4 was supposed to take place on a cruise. That would have been interesting. But what do you mean, Emo Nerd Girl? What do you mean the cruise one, though? From what I know, Charles, the Chucky TV series was supposed to take place on a cruise ship in season 4, but that didn't happen. Critic Chris says, yeah, it's a mess between Paramount and New Line. Paramount has rights to Friday the 13th, while New Line has rights to the character Jason. Yeah, that's just wickedly dumb. That's wickedly dumb. Apple Ricky says, what do you think of for Reagan's name? Johnny Gage, Damien, or Frederick? Frederick. Hey, Apple Ricky, call him Frederick, because that's closer to my name. Call him Frederick. Emo Nerd Girl. Friday the 13th. Okay, yeah, I'm so dumb, fool. You see, I forget a lot of stuff, bro. I forget everything, bro. Yeah, Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan. He's on the freaking cruise ship. And somehow he's still wet. That's one thing I never understood, is that when Jason gets out of the water and he's on the cruise ship, he's still wet. How's he still wet? That's crazy. I understand when it starts raining on the ship, but there's a brief moment where there's no rain, but he's still wet. Critic Chris says, yeah, comic looks something out of Psycho with Norman Bates killing out random on the streets before he kills his stepdad and meets his wife. That's crazy. That's crazy as hell. Apariki says, I wonder how hairy are Michael Myers' armpits. Pretty hairy because, he's pretty much a bum. He's pretty much a bum, a homeless guy that just kills people. All right, guys, we got some new movie news right here. There is apparently going to be a new Purge movie. Collider is reporting. Critic Chris says Paramount hated the success Friday the 13th due to harsh reviews from parents. That kind of bullshit. That's whack, bro. Parents are whack. Parents have always been lame, bro. As long as I remember, parents have always been lame and boring. And I find that hypocritical because I'm pretty sure parents, when they were younger, they liked their share of crazy stuff. But it's only when they have kids, now it's wrong, Parents are hypocrites, bro. Like I said, it's only once they have kids that somehow now horror is bad, right? But when they were younger, they were probably indulging in it too, Yeah, parents are whack, bro. That's why I never want to become a parent. Because once you become a parent, you officially become like low-key out of date, You become a loser, pretty much. Um, Apple Ricky says Harry Michael. Yep, Apple Ricky. Yeah, he's gonna be Harry. He's pretty much a bum who wears a mask. Emo Nerd Girl says Frank is going mad. Forgetful Frank. Yeah, I told you. I'd be forgetting. Wicked Milk says we all go a little mad sometimes. That is true. That is true. All right, guys. So Collider is reporting the Purge franchise just got a huge update 4 years after the last movie. There's gonna be a new Purge movie, y'all. Let's read about it. Let's read about it. Franchise creator James DeMonico is ready to unleash another night of terror with a new entry into the Purge franchise. In an exclusive interview with Bloody Disgusting, DeMonico confirmed that he and his wife have completed a script for the sixth installment, which is now in the hands of Blumhouse's Jason Blum, and that film could begin as early as late 2025. I just finished a script. My producer, Sebastian Lemercier, has read multiple drafts, given me notes. We just handed it to Jason DeMonico, shared during the interview. I'm really happy with it. I hope they like it. I think it's cool and fun. We're hoping next year would be great to shoot. Maybe the end of this year if timing works out. That's crazy. Hell yeah. Critic Chris says, since Jason Takes Manhattan underperformed, that's when Paramount wanted to rid themselves of that franchise. Dumbasses. They're dumb. They're still dumb, though. They're still dumb. Idiots. And that's how we ended up getting Jason Goes to Hell and all that stuff that didn't really fit into the Paramount timeline and stuff, you know. But yeah, this is about the Purge right now, though. Wicked Milk says, new Purge movie, oh hell yeah. Apple Ricky says, how do you think that felt when Cole got a chainsaw up his ass by Art? Horrible. Horrible, Apple Ricky, horrible. Emo Nerd Girl says, that's true, but I watch horror movies with my kids, but I can't have sex scenes. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's probably why some horror movies, I guess, parents, you know. It's all right, though. I understand, Emo Nerd Girl. I understand. I understand. Yeah, let's continue, though. So, yeah, what it says, what is it called? DeMonico has provided vital to the franchise. He wrote all 5 existing films, The Purge 2013, Anarchy 2014, Election Year 2016, The First Purge 2018, and The Forever Purge 2021, as well as directed the first 3 films. He also developed and produced USA's television adaptation, which aired from 2018 to 2019. What? There was a Purge TV series? DeMonico recently spoke with Collider Perry Nemiroff about the 6th installment, during which he provided details on the nightmarish version of America that the film will bring to life. Extrapolating current socio-political issues within the country. And it's a broken America we're remapping, he shared. The Purge 6 is about the remapping of America based on ideology, sexuality, and religion, so that the states are broken down. You have your black state, you have your GAY state, you have your white evangelical state, and that's really a broken country. So let's continue right here. Apple Ricky says, I blame the camp counselors for Jason's drowning. Well, obviously, because they weren't watching him, They weren't watching him. They were doing their own thing. Wicked Milk says, laughing my ass off. Even Art was feeling bad for him. When he stood behind him with the chainsaw, his face was like, oh, wouldn't want to be you, buddy. Yup, you saw his reaction. Wicked Milk says that chainsaw scene was goated. Yeah, it was the best in the... I think that was the best death scene in the Terrifier franchise so far. Critic Chris says, I like to think New Line's Jason films are canon, even though they aren't to Paramount's films. Hopefully Paramount revives the franchise from the new blood, or have to start all over. I hope they revive the franchise from New York. Jason Takes Manhattan. Amira says hi. Amira says, what's up? What's up, Amira? How you doing? Glad to see you here on another live stream. Here at Horror Sundays, episode 30. Hell yeah, here at Hollywood Horror Film Club. Please smash the thumbs up. Yeah, Amira? Get us up to 27, Amira. Get us up to 27. Please, Amira. Emo Nerd Girl says, The Purge didn't do it for me. Strangers didn't either. I like the Strangers. I like Purge as well. They're interesting, but everyone's got their own cup of tea, you know. Amira says, hi, Wicked Milk. Okay, so yeah, right here it says some details from The Purge. Bring back fan favorites and introducing powerful new characters. During the interview with Bloody Disgusting, Demonico teased the return of people's favorite characters strongly, hinting at Frank Grillo's reprisal of Sergeant Leo Barnes, the former LAPD sergeant from Anarchy, and election year. Someone's coming back who I love, and I think the audience loves, he said, stopping short of sharing names. In addition to fan favorites, the new script said to introduce real warrior women, strong female protagonists who can take center stage on Purge Night in ways the franchise hasn't explored yet. Demonico is co-writing with his wife, injecting a fresh perspective into the story. It's been really fun to write, and I'm writing with my wife, so I'm getting a nice female perspective. He shared. The next chapter is the dystopian saga. Demonico had previously maintained a reluctance to return to the Purge after the Forever Purge, but thankfully, Thriller fans can look forward to continuation. Now that the 6th installment script has been submitted to Blumhouse, it's under review. Demonico is hopeful about the timeline for moving forward with filming, though notes that it might be difficult now with the powers that be, so we'll see what happens. In the meantime, fans have more to look forward to from Demonico with his upcoming horror featurette, The Home, which opens in theaters July 25th. Sounds interesting. Sounds interesting. I am definitely going to check that out. Definitely going to check that out. Definitely going to check that out. Critic Chris says, I wonder if Pamela knew Jason was alive but hiding him to protect and get justice for him. I honestly believe Pamela thought Jason was dead. But then again, for Jason to survive out in the woods by himself, then, it kind of like would make sense for her to hide him out in the woods while she does her thing, passing it off, like using his death as her motive for the killing spree, So she probably has him in a cabin or that little makeshift canopy shack somewhere in the woods, feeding him, nurturing him while she's still working at Crystal Lake, While she's still working at Crystal Lake, or I don't even think she was working at Crystal Lake anymore after he drowned, So yeah, there's a possibility they could have faked his drowning for her to just go on a killing spree, That's possible. Wicked Milk says, hey, Amira, you seen the Chainsaw Man movie trailer? What's the Chainsaw Man movie? Leatherface? Amira says, Wicked Milk, how old are you? Amira says, no. Amira says, is that a horror series? And Wicked Milk says, I'm 23. Amira says, no. Amira says, seem nice movie. Wicked Milk says, it's anime. Amira says, 23. Apple Ricky says, do you think Cole might have shit himself while he got the chainsaw up there? Yes. They say that when you die, your bowels release. So you pee and you poop yourself, supposedly. Amira says, sorry. Wicked Milk says, it's all right. Amira says, anime, what? Love anime. I love anime as well. I mostly like Dragon Ball Z, though. Wicked Milk says, yo, Frank, what about the Friday the 13th fan film? Saw that pic of the farmer actor you posted. Dope as fuck. Yep. That was Dominic St. Clair. Dominic St. Clair, one of the fans from here. One of my fans from here from the channel drove out from Victorville over here to LA where I live, and we shot a scene for the movie. We shot a scene for the movie, bro. We shot a scene for the movie. Y'all gonna love it. Y'all gonna love it, bro. It's gonna be sick. We shot a badass scene. I'm gonna post up some more behind the scenes stuff tomorrow, hopefully. Amira says, WWW, I will watch it. Critic Chris says, I mean, Jason was living in that shack for how long? Since till his late 20s? Well, I mean, yeah. Because, like, let's see. So supposedly he drowned in like what, 57 or something like that? 1957. So 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So he was like probably like what, like almost in his 30s pretty much, you know, like 30 years old almost. So yeah. You're right, Critic Chris. Amira says there is a new amazing there is a new amazing anime that has 3 episodes out. A really amazing anime that you should watch. What's it called? Gachaya Kuta. I'll try to check it out. I'll try my best to check it out. I gotta remember the name though. Gachaya Kuta. Wicked Milk says, "Bet I'll watch it." Amira says, "Anime, Takupi, anime and anime Takupi, anime." Amira says everyone is talking about this anime. Frank, you should watch it. I'll check it out. I'll check it out right now. See what it looks like. Aporeki says I kind of wonder how Art would be if he had a son. He'd probably teach him how to kill. Aporeki, he would probably teach him how to kill. Wicked Milk says you got IG. Amira says what? Wicked Milk says Instagram. Wicked Milk says, bro, I think it doesn't matter Jason's age though. In my opinion, he'll always have a kid's mind. Yeah. You're right. He's always gonna have a kid's mind, huh? Just like Michael as well, huh? Just like Michael Myers and Jason. They literally are children in grown men's bodies. All right, what was that anime called again? Let me see. Gachiaku or what? Oh, okay, interesting. Is it this, Amira? Amira, is it this? I'll check it out. I'll check it out when the live stream ends. Because I can't play copyrighted stuff right here. But yeah, I'll check it out definitely. Amira says, Art Jr. No, Aporiki says Art Jr. Totally right. That actually sounds good. Art Jr. Amira says, no, but my sister has Instagram. Imonori Girl says, speaking of anime, Sailor Moon should make a horror movie. Yeah, Sailor Moon was something they should have put more effort into. Gundam Wing as well. Gundam Wing as well. Wicked Milk says, bro, you gotta watch Chainsaw Man. It's really good. I gotta check it out now. I gotta check it out. Is it like Leatherface? Amira says, unfortunately, the 3rd episode has been postponed. Oh, what sucks? Amira says, yeah, Amira. Amira says, I won't watch it, Wicked Milk. I got excited, Wicked Milk. Damn, that sucks. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there, guys. Let's keep smashing the thumbs up right there. Let's get it up to 27. We're almost up to 27, guys. Let's get it up to 27. We're almost up to 27, guys. Amira says, but I watch because a lot of anime like Naruto, Justice League, Spy Family, and Conan movies are crowded. Sick, Amira. Awesome. Awesome. Got to hear you like a lot of anime. Good. Amira says, I watch it now. All right, guys. So you guys know there's going to be a DCU video game? Amira says, all in the same time. That's crazy. That's crazy, Amira. Aporeki says, if Art had an Art Jr., how do you think he'll have a kid like what? Hold on, let me see. If Art had an Art Jr., how do you think he'll have a kid? Like, what would happen? Well, he would have to like find a girlfriend first, obviously, you know, and most likely his son will be born a serial killer too, because Art is a serial killer, so he'll pass on the genetics, you know. So most likely his son will be a serial killer too, Aporiki. Wicked Milk says definitely it's cool because you start liking the character group, you know. Wicked Milk says DC video game. Yes, I'm about to get into it right now. Amira says, yeah. Imonor Girl says, who is your favorite DCU character? The Joker. DC universe. Yeah, the Joker. I love the Joker. The Joker. The Green Goblin is like Marvel's Joker. Emo Nerd. Yeah, we already read that. Yeah, my favorite DCU character is Joker. I love the Joker. He's awesome. All right, guys. So, IGN.com is reporting everything we know about James Gunn's DCU video game. We got a DCU video game coming up. The DC Mastermind has plans for video games that we're already seeing. Wait, what? Okay, the DC Mastermind has plans for video games that we're already seeing play out. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's the very first movie in James Gunn's revamped DC universe. Now that Superman has hit theaters, James Gunn's DC universe is fully underway, or is it? Well, Gunn has now released a movie, TV show, Peacemaker, and an animated series, Creature Commandos, under his stewardship. There's still a missing piece of the DC Universe puzzle: video games. Gunn told fans back in 2022 that his master plan for an interconnected DC Universe includes video games. But unlike on the movies and TV side of things, there have been no official announcements regarding what the first DC Universe video game will be. An absence for reveals doesn't mean we don't have a necessary clear picture of what to expect, though. Across multiple interviews and press events, Gunn and co-studio head Peter Safran had explained their plans, including the fact that while they don't technically oversee Warner Brothers gaming division, there's now a much deeper collaboration between Warner Brothers Games and DC Studios that could dramatically alter the way future DC video games are made. With that in mind, let's analyze the future of games. We will look into the new DCU era. Gunn takes over DC. The first time we learned about the video games factored into Gunn's DC plans was shortly after he and producer Peter Safran were announced as co-heads of DC and Studios October 25th, 2022. While answering fan questions on X, Gunn responded to one user who asked if games would be connected to the DCU alongside films and TV. To this, he simply replied, yes. It wouldn't be until a few months later that Gunn revealed what movies and shows were in development as part of Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, which is the DCU's equivalent of the MCU's Phase 1. And while video games were conspicuously missing from the Chapter 1 roadmap, Gunn told members of the press, television, movies, and games all intertwined within the same universe. We're going to cast actors who are going to be able to play the characters in animation and TV, as well as in other things. This was the first clear indication from Gunn that video games were indeed a part of his plan for the DCU. Confirmed DCU projects. Damn. Let's see what confirmed DCU projects. One important thing to know is that Gunn's job as head of DC Studios doesn't include control over any Warner Bros. Video games, which include developers like Avalanche Software, Hogwarts Legacy, NetherRealm Studios, Mortal Kombat, Rocksteady Studios, Batman Arkham, and TT Games. Under the current Warner Bros. Discovery corporate structures, Warner Bros. Games exist separately from DC Studios and overseen by Warner Bros. Discovery CEO, Global Streaming and Gaming JB Perret. But after Gunn and Safran were named DCU co-heads in 2022, Perret also appears to be deferring to the new DC bosses when it comes to the matter of comic book video games. The walls break down between Warner Brothers Games and DC Studios. So yeah, basically what they're saying is that somehow DC and Warner Brothers have kind of came to some kind of, not agreement, but some kind of like acquaintanceship or something. And it's getting easier for them to work and produce projects together, you know? So it should be a game changer when they start producing video games together, you know? And James Gunn is basically saying here that yes, that the movies are going to be connected literally with storyline to the video games, you know? So what that means is that whatever is happening in the movies could also be happening in the video games as well, or animated movies, you know? So it's all going to be connected, you know? Just like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, pretty much. So yeah, that's pretty interesting. It's awesome. Can't wait to check this out as well. I got a PS5 right here. So, you know, just waiting for whenever they drop the first game. Just waiting for whenever they drop the first game. Apple Ricky says, bro, what chick would want to have it with art, if you know what I mean? Hey, there's crazy girls that like serial killers out there. You'd be surprised. Apple Ricky, there's crazy girls that like famous serial killers, so you'd be surprised. Art could have a girlfriend like that. Like that. Emo Nerd Girl says, Heath Ledger's Joker was a classic performance. You can't duplicate that performance. Nah, you can't. You can't. Honestly, Heath Ledger's Joker and Jack Nicholson's Joker are my favorite Jokers, and Cesar Romero, because they weren't whiny little crybabies like what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix, bro. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker was like, nobody likes me, literally, you know? And he crashes out, you know? He literally crashes out because he gets bullied, you know? Like Heath Ledger's Joker was like an anarchist. That's my favorite Joker. I also love Jack Nicholson's, but I love Heath Ledger's Joker more because he was kind of like a punk rocker, and I'm into punk music myself, you know? And he was like an anarchist, you know? He hated money. He hated the government. He hated politics. He hated politicians. He hated judges. He hated anything that had to do with politics, with money, with you know, he just pretty much he hated anything that had to do with mainstream things, you know? Heath Ledger's Joker was like anti-mainstream. Jack Nicholson's Joker was like a mobster. So he was kind of like almost like a Donald Trump, you know? But like Jack Nicholson's was like, yeah, kind of like a Donald Trump. He's all about being rich, you know? It's all about being rich and having money. Like Jack Nicholson's Joker was like, he used to flaunt his money and wealth, you know? Not Heath Ledger's Joker. Also, Cesar Romero's Joker also used to flaunt his wealth as well, that Joker. But yeah, that's why I was able to connect with Heath Ledger's Joker more, because he was dressed all dirty, you know. He didn't have to like dress all fancy. He didn't have to flaunt his wealth, you know, like the other Jokers. Critic Chris says, Apple Ricky, I think Art would have the woman tied down. I positioned to impregnate. What? In position to impregnate. Oh my God, man. Critic Chris says, Nicholas was my favorite Joker. Nicholson, yeah, he was a badass Joker too. He was badass as well. He was more comic book accurate Joker, you know? Him and Cesar Romero were more comic book accurate, honestly. Heath Ledger was more like modernized, you know? Apple Ricky says, Critic Chris, yeah, just like that scene from the first Omen. Critic Chris says, Emo Nerd Girl, same. Was said about both Nicholson as Joker and Keaton as Batman. Wicked Milk says, so you mean like the movies are going to be canon to the video games? Yes. Yes, Wicked Milk, yes. Yes, the movies are going to be canon, so there's going to be a canon. There's going to be a canon going on with the movies, the animated movies, and the video games, you know? That's actually interesting. You know why? That's actually interesting. Because say in the movie they don't finish killing a certain villain, they could probably continue that in a video game format. That is actually interesting. That is actually interesting. So say in a live action movie or in an animated movie, they leave off on a cliffhanger and they don't end up like destroying a certain villain. And maybe in the video game they could make the storyline where you have to kill that villain. It makes sense. I can see what he's doing now. I can see what he's doing now. Critic Chris says, Apple Ricky, I've seen that kind of thing in The Farm. Well, that's crazy. Dominic Sinclair says, I treat films as a hobby. I enjoy making films. Hell yeah, Dominic. It was fun having you on set, bro. It was a fun shoot. Wicked Milk says, yo, Dominic, how was it playing the farmer? Dominic says, Wicked Milk, playing the farmer was cool, bro. I had fun time. Yeah, it was cool, bro. We had an awesome set, bro. We felt like we were in Crystal Lake, bro, literally. We felt like we were on, like, in the 2009 remake, bro. the set I chose, it's just like it felt like they could have used that area for the 2009 reboot. It was fun, bro. I loved it. I loved it. Had a fun time shooting the scene on Friday. Can't wait to shoot this Friday again. I got a heavier scene to shoot this Friday though. Critic Chris says Phoenix. I refer as Gino, Joker, and name only. Okay, Joker and name only. Yeah. I don't really see him as a Joker. I just see him as a clown. I just see him as a clown. Like literally, he's just a guy in a clown costume. Like maybe the real Joker exists somewhere in that universe, but he's not it. Like I said, maybe the real Joker exists somewhere in that universe, but Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is not it. He's just another one of those clowns, like the ones that were in Joker 2. Remember in Joker 2 there was other clowns dressing like him? He's just another patsy like them. He's nothing special. My bad, guys. My lips are dry. Should have put some chapstick on. Huh? Wicked Milk says, bro, we need Willem Dafoe to play Joker. Not going to lie. Yeah, we do. He could definitely play the Arkham Asylum Joker from the video game, but an older version. He could definitely do the older version, though. We also kind of need a younger guy, though, to play the younger Mark Hamill style Joker. I feel like nowadays they could nail the makeup now for the more Batman animated series looking Joker. And have Mark Hamill voice him. Like, Batman! Batman! You know how he talks in the animated series? Batman! Critic Chris says, Nicholson's looked more like comic accurate. He wanted to kill everyone, while Ledger's let people leave Gotham. Well, it's because Ledger's was more on he was more on a moral high ground, bro. He was like, what's it called? He was self-righteous. Heath Ledger's Joker thought he could judge. He thought he could be the judge of people, pretty much. You know, that's why he was giving Batman. Or no, that's why he. What was it? That's why he made those. Remember in the Dark Knight when he makes those two ships try to blow up each other? Remember when each ship has a detonator and one of them has to blow each other up? Whoever does it first, you know. So yeah, what Heath Ledger's Joker, he was trying to act kind of like a judge, like he had this high ass morale and self righteousness where he thought he could I don't know, kind of almost like Ra's al Ghul in the first Batman movie from 2005. Like he could get rid of the corruption from Gotham or something like that. You know, he was kind of operating on that level too as well, you know? That's why they used to say when The Dark Knight first came out, the second one with the Joker, they used to say that the Joker was an agent of chaos, obviously. But supposedly they say he was hired by Ra's al Ghul in the League of Shadows to go finish off what Ra's al Ghul couldn't do, but Joker failed, and then they sent Bane in Dark Knight Rises, you know? Emo Nerd Girl says, yes, Anarchy, what a punk, love it, yep, that's why I'm telling you, Emo Nerd Girl, I was able to relate to Heath Ledger's Joker more, because he was like a punk rocker. He wasn't all trying to look rich like the other Jokers. He was dirty, he had long hair, he looked like he didn't shower, you know? That's my style right there. Wicked Milk says, I don't know, man. Joker 2019 was too much Taxi Driver, you know what I mean? Yeah, exactly, yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much copy and paste Taxi Driver from the 80s. Just put a clown in there, you know? And instead of driving a taxi, he's one of those side performer, street performer clowns, you know? Yeah, it was totally Taxi Driver. Yeah, well, it was just it was more a movie about some guy who crashes out really than a Joker movie, you know? Even though they do show Thomas Wayne and young little Bruce, you know? Apple Ricky says, remember that scene from the first film in the beginning of the girl getting impregnated by the devil? Yes, I do remember that. And it looked like it was being forced, Apple Ricky. The scene looked like she was being forced. That also happens in the First Omen. Apple Ricky, have you not seen the First Omen yet? Apple Ricky, watch the First Omen. Watch the First Omen. He has a sister in that one. Damien ends up having a twin sister in the First Omen. Apple Ricky says, Critic Chris, what do you mean the farm? I don't get it. Dominic St. Clair says, I would like to see Freddy Krueger versus the Joker. That would be interesting. They're kind of similar in stature and in the things they do. Critic Chris says, The Farm is a horror film. People with farm animal masks keeping women and men like livestock. And new girl is strapped into position to be impregnated. Apple Ricky says, oh, Critic Chris says, Captain Spaulding was a good Joker replacement. That could have worked too. Sorry, guys, got a burp. Yeah, but that could have worked too. Yeah, Captain Spaulding had clown vibes all over as well, huh? Apple Ricky says, yeah, but I don't think R would do that. I don't see him like that. Do what, Apple Ricky? Critic Chris says, I like how Nicholson's Joker did whatever he felt, even taking Vicky Vale by force. I loved how he made people die with a smile. Worst thing Joker would do. Yeah, I'm telling you, Critic Chris, that Joker from 1989 Batman kind of reminded me of like the president, bro. The joke, yeah, dude, he was literally like crazy. He kidnapped Vicky Vale. What was her name? Vicky Vale. He kidnaps her to the tower. Yeah, and he's all super money hungry in that one and stuff. He's all about being bougie and rich. Evil Nerd Girl says, what do you think about the mass shooter who dressed like the Dark Knight? Oh, yeah, I remember that. He didn't dress like the Dark Knight, though. He, like, dyed his hair orange or some shit, and he started saying he was the Joker inside the theater. I don't know. That was crazy. Part of me wants to believe that's fake. That's like, I don't know, part of me believes that's kind of like fake and created by the media. But another part of me maybe kind of believes it's real. It's crazy though. It's crazy, my nerd girl. I'm always really iffy when it comes to mass shootings. I'm really sometimes skeptical about them, especially when they don't happen in the hood. If they happen in the hood, like if you live in a gang-infested neighborhood, and if they happen there, then you could believe it. But when they happen in like a rich white suburban place, it's kind of hard for me to believe because I'm not there to see it. So I don't know if it's fabrication by the media, you know? Critic Chris says, Emo Nerd Girl, I'm afraid that would happen again with Guns films. People are hating on him that much doing stuff. Why? I don't even care, bro. And in all honesty, he's making the new superhero DCU movies look more colorful, like they used to look in the animated versions in the 90s. You know, the Superman movies, Batman movies that Warner Brothers used to put out in the 90s, the VHSs. I think that's what he's kind of going for. But everyone's too critical nowadays because, you know, every idiot's got a voice now. Every idiot's got an Instagram or a YouTube channel, so any idiot could just state their opinion now, you know? Back in the 90s, early 2000s, you didn't, well, yeah, you kind of had that in the early 2000s too as well with forums, internet forums. But in the 90s, you couldn't go on the internet and just start talking shit about a movie. You either liked it or you didn't. You either liked it or you didn't. Apple Ricky. Apple Ricky says, and sorry, Frank, about the question about the farm. I didn't know what that meant. Yeah, I didn't know, but I think I've heard about that movie too. Yeah, it's where they keep people hostage in the farm. Critic Chris says, he made himself into his own Joker. Yeah, he did. James Holmes, that was his name. James Holmes. Who's this? Haley Bittinger. What's up, Haley Bittinger? How you doing, Haley Bittinger? How you doing? If you're new here to the channel, welcome to Hollywood Horror Film Club. My name is Frank. Today is Horror Sundays, episode 30. Please smash the thumbs up right there, Haley. Get us up to 28, please. So more people could join us here on the live stream, Haley, please. Haley says, how are you, Critic Chris? Emo Nerd Girl says, bad dog. Critic Chris says, Haley, good. And you? Haley, how are you doing? Let us know how your day was, Haley. Let us know what your favorite scary movie is. Let us know in the chat. What is your favorite scary movie, Haley? Critic Chris says, Haley, good. Okay, we read that. All right, so guys, there's news on Superman 2 already. Movie Web is reporting. Look at that. Movie Web is reporting. Come on, James Gunn. The perfect Superman 2 idea is so obvious. Wait, hold on, let me see. Oh, wait up, I think I'm on the wrong one. Let me see. Okay, here we go. Right here it says, James Gunn teasing this iconic DC villain for Superman 2. Critic Chris says, that's what I hated about social media. Now people just rush to judge slander in movies before they come out. Yep, that's all it is. That's all it is, bro. That's all it is. If people didn't have access, like, just to say whatever they had, if people didn't freaking have platforms that you could just create on your own and just state whatever you want, say whatever you want, more people would be more positive towards new movies. But since anyone could just say whatever, especially since more negative stuff gets views, then a lot of people do it just for the views, bro. A lot of people just watch. In a few years, a lot of people who trash Halloween Ends, the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, all that stuff, in a few years, they're going to be looking back when they're older, and they're going to feel nostalgic for when those movies came out, and they're going to start saying, oh, they're not that bad. You know, watch. I liked Halloween Ends since it came out. I liked the new I Know What You Did Last Summer. That shit was badass. Apple says, I don't think Art would do that. Like that scene from the first Omen. Okay, I get you, Apple Ricky. Yeah, maybe not. He'll probably do it a different way. Yeah. Okay, so is James Gunn teasing this iconic DC villain for Superman 2? And James Gunn Superman, David, what is his name? Cornswitz, what is his name? Kal-El has no shortage of enemies. His name's Kal-El? Kal-El has no shortage of enemies to battle. He faces off with everyone from Ultraman to Maria Gabriela de Farias, engineer to run away kaiju. Oh wow, Nicholas Hoult's Lex Luthor pulls the strings. It's a good thing that Man of Steel has such a vast rogue gallery, or else there might not be anyone left to build a sequel around. Critic Chris says Halloween Ends was immersive as fuck. Yeah, I liked Halloween Ends, bro. I liked it. I liked Halloween Ends. Apple Ricky says Damien's mother was a jackal from the first Omen. That's crazy, huh? Okay, let's continue. Superman. Critic Chris says, I never seen such a perfect movie. I don't hold loyalty to any director because they all have a bad film under their belt. Yup, everyone has one up. Everyone. Apple Ricky says, what's a jackal? What's a jackal? Isn't that like a freaking, like a jackal? Isn't it like some kind of dog? Apple Ricky, a jackal. Isn't it like some kind of like dog? Some kind of like wild dog? Yeah, so Wicked Milk says, I'm a dog. Yeah, it's one of my songs, one of my band songs. Yeah, Poriki, isn't a jackal like a dog? Isn't that like a dog? Superman may not be overly interested in laying seeds and dropping teases for future movies, but we do have to wonder if Gunn is telegraphing the villain of a potential Superman 2. It has to do with the open-ended fate of the character. Apple Ricky says, I don't know. I want to say something like a nun. Really? I always thought a jackal was like a freaking like a wild dog. I didn't know they called nuns jackals. Evil Nerd Girl says Kal-El was Superman birth name in space. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yes, that's it. That's his Kryptonian name. Yeah, I forgot. I'm telling you, bro, I forget everything. That's Superman's Kryptonian name. Once he fucking comes to Earth, then he becomes Clark Kent by his human parents. Yes, Kal-El. Yeah, I remember now. That was the name his parents gave him on Krypto, or what was the planet? Krypto, Kryptonite, whatever. Yeah, Krypto. That's his Kryptonian name. Oh yeah, so yeah, like I was saying right here, Superman may not be overly interested in laying seeds and dropping teases for future movies. But we do have to wonder if Gunn is telegraphing the villain of a potential Superman 2. It all has to do with the open-ended fate of the character. Which iconic DC villain could Gunn be hinting at? None other than Superman's backwards talking doppelganger Bizarro. Let's break down the evidence. Why Ultraman is like Bizarro. As many DC fans suspected, there's a reason Ultraman's face is kept hidden for much of the movie. Early on, we learned that Ultraman was genetically engineered by Luthor as part of his Ambition's Planet Watch initiative. He is meant to be the perfect weapon, a being that possesses all of Superman's powers but is completely malleable and controllable. In the climax of the film, it becomes apparent just how much DNA Ultraman shares with Superman when his face is finally revealed and we see a scraggly, long-haired version of Cornsworth's face. Ultraman truly is Superman, just without Clark's latent humanity and intelligence. At this point, it's hard not to be reminded of a specific incarnation of Bizarro from the comics. While traditionally Bizarro is depicted as an alien from the square-shaped planet Bizarro World, DC attempted to give the character more of a groundbreaking makeover for its New 52 reboot. 2013's Forever Evil introduced a new take on the character, one that may well be inspired Gunn's version of Ultraman. The new 52 Bizarro is also Superman clone, genetically engineered by Luthor. He's the first semi-successful test subject. Condemned subject B0 through an invasion of the crime syndicate forces Luthor to defrost his creation 5 years early. That's the source of Bizarro's white molted skin and limited intelligence. Bizarro also wears an inside-out Superman t-shirt. Explain his iconic backwards Superman costume. Bizarro helps Luthor defend the world from these international invaders, and the two form a surprisingly tender bond, very much like, unlike Luthor's clear disgust for Ultraman in the movie. Bizarro ultimately dies fighting Luthor's Earth 3 doppelganger, Mazins or Mazaz, and Luthor avenges his friend. As Forever Evil ends, Luthor is seen ordering his scientists to begin growing a new Superman clone while also introducing them to specifically wake up his 5 years early. Again, that's probably the most humanity Luthor has ever shown to anyone. Even prior to the New 52, the idea of Bizarro being Superman clone created by the Luthor was explained in Superman the animated series. There's no definite precedent here. So yeah, that's crazy. So they want to have the next Superman 2, possibly the evil Superman clone that Lex Luthor creates. That's interesting. That would be badass if they actually do get to do that. I'd be totally up for that. I'd be totally up for that. I'd be totally up for that, yo. I'd be totally up for that. I'd be totally up for that. Even another girl says forgetful Frankie. Yup, dude. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I gotta stop smoking weed. Chris says, I think Jason Momoa is gonna rock it as Lobo. Oh, what in isn't he also isn't he gonna be in the Mortal Kombat movie? Isn't that for the Mortal Kombat movie? Critic Chris, isn't that for the Mortal Kombat movie? Kevin Games says, hey, you love horror? Yes, I do, Kevin Games. Yes, I do, Kevin Games. And if you're new here to the channel, please like and subscribe to the channel. Welcome to Hollywood Horror Film Club Horror Sundays, episode 30, Kevin Games. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you're a horror fan. Kevin Games, smash the thumbs up as well, Kevin Games. Get us up to 28, Kevin Games, please. Please, Kevin Games. Apareki says, doesn't Jason Voorhees have a son? No, Jason does not have kids. I don't think so. Critic Chris says Jason has a niece. Oh yeah, I think he does have a niece, doesn't he? In a comic or something. Critic Chris says, Frank, I wonder if we'll see Mrs. Voorhees, Mr. Voorhees. People brought him up before. Yes, there was talk about that. There was talk about that a few months or a year or so ago. If the TV series will show Mr. Voorhees, and it's a possibility that is a possibility. That is a possibility because the TV series will be focused on Pamela Voorhees. She's the main star of the freaking show, right? So they're actually, and supposedly she was gonna be a singer before she became a camp counselor. So they're obviously gonna have to show who she had Jason with before she gives up being a singer to become a counselor to take care of her special needs son. So we're gonna have to see who Mr. Voorhees is. We're gonna have to see. I hope he's big as hell. Critic Chris says, "I'd like to see a Superman slash Supergirl film together." There's gonna be a Supergirl film next year. There's gonna be a Supergirl film next summer. There's going to be a Supergirl film next summer. And Critic Chris, isn't Lobo and from Mortal Kombat? Emo Nerd Girl says, "I saw that movie about the ice cream truck driver." Oh, ice cream? Hey, Emo Nerd Girl, that movie from the 90s called Ice Cream? Ice Cream Man? From the 90s? I remember that movie. Apple Ricky says, "Yeah, I don't think Michael's the father of Jamie's baby. That would be just sick." Oh, yeah, Halloween 6, that's what they were implying. Apple Ricky, that's what they were implying in Halloween 6. Emo Nerd Girl, I saw it on Tubi. Damn, that's crazy. That's an old movie. I haven't seen it in probably since the late 90s, not gonna lie. Critic Chris says, "Apple Ricky, I think they use Michael Apple Ricky, I think they used Michael's BSQIK to impregnate her. Been a while since I seen that movie." Yeah, I think she was artificially impregnated by the cult. Wicked Milk says, "Frank, you watched Dexter?" I watched it back in the day, bro. I watched it back in the day, but I never really got into it because I used to drink a lot and stuff, you know? So I wasn't really watching movies and stuff at that time. I haven't really caught up on Dexter. I know there's a new season and stuff. I gotta get into it though. I gotta check it out soon. I gotta catch up on Dexter sometime, bro. All right, guys. So right here, twisted voxel or whatever, twisted right here. Look, check it out. A twisted Voxel is reporting. Look, new Supergirl movie. James Gunn reveals new Supergirl movie details, plot, direction, and DC Universe future. Look at that, guys. New Supergirl movie. There's gonna be a new Supergirl movie. Check it out. Let's read it. New Supergirl movie. James Gunn, co-head of DC Studios, has shared new images into the upcoming Supergirl movie. In an extensive interview with Rolling Stone, shedding light on its story, character dynamics, and place within the expanding DC universe. DCU, the film scheduled to release June 26, 2026, will star Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El, marking her first solo featurette within the newly rebooted franchise. Damn, she's hot. I'm already looking at her. One topic addressed was Supergirl's connection to Superman and whether her deeper ties to Krypton would influence their relationship. Gunn dismissed the assumption that Kara would inherently know more about Superman's parents, explaining that that cultural and personal differences on Krypton make such expectations unfounded. According to Gunn, she is younger than him, so she would not know. Anything about his parents. The highlights the distinct viewpoint the character will offer in contrast to her famous cousin. Gunn confirmed that Supergirl's role in the upcoming Superman film was always meant to be limited, as his primary focus was developing her standalone narrative. Gunn emphasized his interest in adapting Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, the graphic novel by Tom King, highlighting how screenwriter Ann Nogueira immediately captured the story's essence. Gunn noted that Alcock's portrayal of Supergirl would be even rougher than her comic book counterpart, reflecting a hardened edge to the character. Krypto, the iconic super dog traditionally associated with Superman, will also feature prominently in the film. Gunn explained that his inspiration to pair Krypto with Supergirl stemmed from the Woman of Tomorrow storyline, acknowledging that he previously considered scenes showing Krypto being harmed was ultimately cut from Superman due to audience discomfort. Gunn hinted that Supergirl would take a grittier approach, fitting the protagonist's tougher character. Gunn stated, "Supergirl is a way more rock and roll film. It is a little bit rougher in certain ways. She is a tougher character. She is not Superman at all." I find it weird that they're making the Supergirl movie a tougher movie than the Superman movie. I don't know why. Shouldn't the Superman movie be the tougher one? But whatever, whatever. It's Hollywood. But yeah, check it out, guys. Look, the new Supergirl. She's pretty damn smoking. I heard this is like her first feature movie, big budget feature film. So that's pretty must be nerve wracking, working there. Because literally, you're not just making any film now, you're making like $1,000 movie, so you got to get everything right on point. She looks hot, though. She's hot. She is hot. Yeah, let's continue right here. Okay, so yeah, regarding the visual cues in the DCU, Gunn touched on the mural scene in the Hall of Justice featured in Superman. While he confirmed the significant thought went into its design, he advised fans not to expect every character depicted to appear on screen immediately, though some are already in development across various projects. Gunn also addressed reports about a fast-track Wonder Woman project, clarifying that while it has always been a priority, there is no rush to greenlight it prematurely. However, he confirmed the plans for Wonder Woman and Batman are being actively discussed in the studios. Shapes the foundation of its new shared universe. Gunn emphasized the importance of finding writers who can deliver compelling stories within a reasonable time frame. Supergirl is directed by Craig Gillespie, known for Cruella and I, Tonya, with a script by Anna Nogueira. The film will co-star Matthias what does that say? Schoonarts, Eve Ridley, David Krumholtz, Emily Beechman. Set against the backdrop of a galactic revenge quest, the story will follow Kara Zor-El as she confronts new threats and personal demons, distinguishing her path from that of Superman. Originally part of the DC Extended Universe DCEU plans in 2018, a Supergirl film saw renewed development after James Gunn and Peter Safran took leadership of DC Studios in 2022. The characters was first introduced in The Flash 2023, portrayed by Sasha Cale, though Gunn's new version repositions analog Supergirl with the DCU's continuity. Filming for Supergirl wrapped in May 2025, following production in England and Scotland. Although the subtitle "Woman of Tomorrow" was later dropped, the film remains a core part of DCU's Chapter 1, Gods and Monsters, with Gunn promising a distinct and edgier take on the character. Supergirl shaping up to be a pivotal chapter in the evolving DC universe, poised to introduce audiences to a heroine whose story is as much about resilience and survival as about heroism. Awesome, bro. Hell yeah, I'm ready for that too. I'm gonna go check that out next summer. That's in a year, though. That's in a year. And a year from now, we'll be talking about that. Just how we're talking about the new Superman movie now. Critic Chris says, that fell out, Frank. I wonder how the cut would be able to get it from Michael. He doesn't seem the type to let anyone arouse him. I know, that'll be crazy, right? So maybe this could have probably happened when Michael was knocked out. The cult could have probably gotten his DNA when he was probably knocked out or something, and, they performed their magic on him. So that's a possibility. They could have tranquilized him or something. Critic Chris says, people complain about Superman's parents sending him to conquer. We've seen same on Smallville TV show. Clark was told he might choose his own destiny. Yeah, I remember the Smallville TV show, right? Yeah, bro. Imagine they did a reboot of that. Yeah, and some people didn't like that they sent baby Superman, in a freaking spaceship by himself across the galaxy. That's crazy. Apple Ricky says, imagine we see Art with a little clown boy that could be like his son. Hey, that'll be cool, Apple Ricky, but why'd you take the message off? I caught you right there. I caught you right as I was reading it. Emo Nerd Girl says, you heard about the X-Men and Disney? A new X-Men movie? Yeah, I've been hearing about that for a while. But I didn't check out the news on that today, though. Yeah. I heard about that Marvel they want to make a new X-Men movie. Or hey, Emo Nerd Girl, are you talking about the X-Men TV series? Emo Nerd Girl, are you talking about X-Men 97 on Disney Plus? Is that what you're talking about? Emo Nerd Girl, are you talking about X-Men 97 on Disney Plus? Wicked Milk says, laughing my ass off. Damn, bro, that'd be cursed as fuck. I mean, getting from Michael. Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, that'd be hard as hell, right? It's just like in Jurassic Park 3 when Eric Kirby shows Dr. Grant the T-Rex P he got. Remember when Eric Kirby finds Dr. Grant and he takes him to his shelter when he was about to get mauled by raptors, and then he shows him the T-Rex P, and then Dr. Grant's like, "This is T-Rex P. How'd you get it?" And Eric Kirby was like, "How?" Eric Kirby's like, "You don't want to know." It's exactly the same thing trying to get Michael's DNA. How the hell did Eric get T-Rex P, bro? That's crazy. That's crazy. Critic Chris says, Wicked Milk, yeah, laugh out loud. Wicked Milk says, perform their magic on him, laugh out loud. Yeah, well, they're a cult, bro, right? They're a cult, so they're going to perform their magic. Emo Nerd Girl says, never fear, I am Emo Nerd Girl, that's my super name. That's crazy. Emo Nerd Girl says, no. Emo Nerd Girl says, all the drama between X-Men and Disney. Oh, yeah. I heard about it, yeah. There hasn't been any new X-Men movie news, but yeah. There's stuff here from like a month ago saying that there's like I don't know, that they can't come to some agreement or something like that, you know? That's why they haven't been able to launch the new X-Men series that they were like pumping up a few months back ago and stuff, and now they don't even say anything about it. Crazy, right? Crazy. All the drama. All right, guys, we got 2 more minutes left. We got 2 more minutes left on the channel, y'all. Wicked Milk says, you upload the clown demo you used in the film, bro? Nah, yeah, I'm not gonna upload the one I used in the movie. The one I used in the movie was just a rush recording I did because I had to get the movie out, and we needed the song for the opening credits. But like I said, I'm gonna be going back to the studio this week. I'm gonna re-record the guitar part. And we're gonna make a music video for it. Wicked Milk says, oh, makes sense. Yeah, bro, I was in a rush. I was like 3 weeks from the movie premiering, you know? Yeah, I was about like 3 weeks from the movie premiering, so I had to finish it. So we rushed the recording in the studio, you know, just to have it on the credits. But I will be giving you guys a clearer, better, nicer sounding version. It's also going to come with a cool music video. Yeah, we should start working on that. Once I finish Friday the 13th, I'm going to try my best to get that music video done first before I start shooting my Halloween Ends fan film. So yeah, Wicked Milk, hell yeah. All right, thank you so much, Hollywood Horror Film Club, Ghostface, and Michael Myers collectors for joining me here on the channel for another episode of Horror Sundays. Today was episode 30 here at Hollywood Horror Film Club. Like I always say, please smash the like and subscribe button. It really helps us out a lot in the algorithm. Smash the bell notification to be notified when I go live or upload new videos here on the channel. Hit the comments below. Share these videos with everyone you know so we can keep making more horror content here on the channel. Keep smashing the thumbs up. Follow me on Instagram for more horror content. Link down in the description. If you want to leave a donation to the channel, Cash App link down below as well in the description. If not, keep smashing the thumbs up. Apple Ricky says, Popeye's Revenge was shit. I don't like it. Don't waste your time on it. It's ass. I'm still going to watch it, though, just to see the special effects. Apple Ricky, like I'm telling you, I love bad horror movies as well because I just want to see the special effects, you know. Wicked Milk says, hell yeah. See y'all. Everyone take care, right? I'll see you on Horror Talk Wednesdays on Wednesday. Everyone take care. See y'all.